Hi, my name is Jessica Moody, and I read the book The Big Picture. I definitely feel like this is a must read for every educator. As a physical education teacher, I feel like a lot of things don't apply to us or specialty teachers. And this book definitely was something that I could take and things I could take into my specific classrooms. And I definitely think it was interesting, and there were so many things that I felt were relevant to my classroom and my students. I definitely think it's something that you would love to buy. It's a very quick read. Here are pretty much the most important things about this book. The author's name is Dennis Littke, and he is brilliant. His concept is brilliant. I'm going to play about a minute of the most important things, something that kind of was like my aha moment, my takeaway.
We don't take a curriculum and try to force it in a kid's head. We look at a kid, find their interest, find their passion, put them out in the community. If they're interested in animals, they're with a vet. If they're interested in cars, they're in an auto mechanic. We don't care, but we're using that interest, and then we figure out how to put the math, science, English, all within there. So, duh.
I loved how he said, like, duh. Yes, I feel like that's so good for students. We need to find something they love and build upon that to keep them interested, keep them in school. 3 R's of learning was something that I thought resonated with all teachers and all educators, anyone that works in a school. The cafeteria staff, the maintenance staff. The 3 R's were relationships, relevance, and rigor. For relationships, just building a good personalized school, you have to have those relationships. And that creates a good, positive culture of trust and respect around campus. Relevance is when we're connecting our kids' learning to what they need emotionally. We're making academics more than academic. So we're building upon more than just what they need to know, but how it's relevant in their lives. And rigor. So that's the opportunity for the students to experience concentration in any activity that requires skill and discipline, regardless of its content. So those 3 R's were that was another good takeaway for me. And this is what I chose, these 3 memes. Kids don't learn from people they don't like, and that's a huge respect thing. I've always believed in that. I need to respect my students, and they will return that respect. I've worked with colleagues who are very disrespectful to their students, and in turn, their students don't perform. Another meme I found was, and yet another day has passed, and I did not use algebra once. Very interesting. I hear this all the time from students. So we need to make sure everything is relevant for them. They know how they're going to use what you are teaching them. And rigor, it's kind of a big deal. So curriculum design, using his approach, it used the 6 facets of understanding. It helps us map out the performance evidence that we need to know that they learned and understood the facts. Provide helpful scaffolds to remind us what understanding looks like. The book emphasized explanation, applying, empathy, also use of backward design, which we'll go over in a minute, and 2 aspects that I thought were pretty interesting is grades versus narratives. And it talked about how adults, we get feedback where we need improvement from our bosses. They're not going to give us a grade. They're going to tell us what we need to do to be better. Kids, they only focus on the grade. So they're not really focused on learning and understanding, but on rote memorization just to get a good grade on the test. Grades are meaningless and subjective. Narratives are evaluations with a purpose. So the teacher writes a narrative for each student. It is time consuming, but it is effective. Also, tests versus exhibitions. So exhibitions are conversations between the learners and teachers, peers, families, community members. They emphasize the process of learning, not just the end product. So these exhibitions are set up to assess what they learned. If the exhibition does not go well, it's also a learning tool because it allows the students to see what they do or do not know. So I liked the exhibition's concept. Backward design. So according to Wiggins and McTitt, the concept of backwards design asks 3 questions. Number 1 is, what kinds of evidence do we need to find hallmarks of our goals and understanding? Number 2 is, what specific characteristics in students' responses, products, performances should we examine? And does the proposed evidence enable us to infer a student's knowledge, skill, or understanding? So 2 of the examples from the book were students that were planning their prom. They chose, quote unquote, the problem kids, the intellectual kids and not so intellectual kids, and they were all working harder than most of their classes that they've been in. They were planning their prom. So this example showed that when something is real and it has meaning to them, they produce. The other example in the book was the real estate agent asking the students to create a brochure. So they had to create the design, the layout, they had to find businesses around the home. They had to find social activities in the community. The students actually created a 90-page book. And the students knew that the book was going to be used and would make a difference. And they were motivated to do good work. And they were proud of that work because they knew it was real and they knew it was going to be seen by people. Serving the needs of diverse learners. This is a huge one for this book for me because in PE, we do that. We aren't just writing on a whiteboard. We are modeling. We are showing kids how to do it. We are moving. We are kinesthetic learners. So in this book, The Big Picture, there's a quote, every kid approaches learning in an individual way and will meet those goals in an individual way. So we need to make sure we have one-on-one time with our students to know where they're at. The different modalities in learning, visual, auditory, reading, writing, and kinesthetic. Differentiated instruction is when we tailor our lessons to meet each student's needs, interests, and strengths. So students must be part of a democratic environment. Give them a voice. So that was in the big picture as well. Making connections. It's only when we connect something new to something we already understand that we actually learn and understand. And then they used internships as an opportunity for kids to do real work and learn the things that are really important for a successful life. So when I was thinking, why is this book good? Why is this book relevant to anyone besides a classroom teacher? I thought about some things that were in the book and how I've applied those in the past. So first, we use visuals for every skill, every sport that we use. So this is an example of our Frisbee golf rules. So we're accommodating our visual learners, our EL students, because we're writing things down. We're changing the colors. We're circling the most important points. If a student is struggling and they don't understand, they're able to walk back over to that whiteboard and get clarification. So we always use the boards just for students to come back on and to accommodate those different modalities of learning in our classrooms. I'm a kinesthetic learner, which is obvious because I do teach PE. I need to see something. I need to move. I need to do it myself to learn. Another thing is, when I go back to those 3 R's, was building relationships with students. So this note was given to me by a student. Her father actually passed away this school year. And I'm just going to read you a little bit of the note, but it just says, "Dear Miss Moody, you are truly the best thing that's happened to me this year. You have gotten me through so much and you don't even know it." Then down towards the middle, it says, "You always push me to do my best when running and working out. I have never had someone there to ever motivate me, but now I do. I used to hate PE. I still kind of do, but for the most part, I love it. I love it because you're my teacher. I love you so much and you always be my favorite teacher. I will tell my kids stories about you. About one time a student gave you toffee and you ate all of them in one day. Or about how mad you get when one of the boys are wearing loners. So this is an example of like, this student knew me. She took the time to know me. I took the time to know her. I helped her through a very challenging time in her life. She's able to joke. She's not the best athlete, but I was still able to motivate her and help her with things that were hard for her. And then lastly was making stuff relevant for my students and using different types of assessments and ways to see that they've learned. So this was a student choice project, so my differentiated instruction. They were able to show me how they learned sets and repetitions in PE. And this girl, Vivette, she created a Google slideshow with a workout, and she used upper body exercises, which I've taught them, lower body exercises, and core exercises. And each thing, she used sets and repetitions, and she put a little 7-minute timer on there. And us as a class, we did this workout together. And she got to be the teacher. And it was so much fun. And I got to see her creativity come through. And it was just a great project to show me that she knew about sets and repetitions and muscles that are used in different exercises. So I will definitely always keep doing fun projects like that where they can be creative and they can use what they are interested in and they can present and be leaders. This is kind of like an exhibition project. So this book will forever change my teaching, even as a physical education teacher. I definitely feel like this is something worth buying, and you can click on the link right here, buy me, by clicking here. This is Dennis. I feel like he is the man, the myth, the legend. I love his philosophy. I love the pretty much the impact he gives on teachers and students and shows them how much that educators care and that we have empathy for their diverse needs. Here are my references, the Big Picture and UBD. Thank you so much. You definitely have to buy it. It's a great book, a very fast read. I know you're busy, but it's definitely something worth checking out. Have a good day.